The teasers dropped, the fandom went silent, and in an instant, the entire K-pop world was turned upside down.
Oh, completely upside down.
A single deleted photo, a tragic loss. And then, well, an audio clip that stopped the Hallyu wave in its tracks. A top star's career was pushed to the brink of ruin by a ghost in the machine. Welcome to StarScope K-Report.
Join us as we ride the Hallyu wave, uncovering the biggest K-pop comebacks, shocking industry controversies, and major K-drama updates.
Right, from internet-breaking rumors to historic chart milestones, we dive deep into the world of Korean entertainment.
And today, we have a really massive mission for you. We are doing a deep dive into the headline that shook the entire industry. They allied to destroy him.
Yeah, the Kim Soo-hyun scam revealed. It's wild. We are unpacking this unprecedented multi-billion-won scandal, pulling straight from official agency statements from gold medalists, court documents, police reports, and, news outlets like the Korea Times and Koreaboo.
We really wanted to separate fact from this incredibly dark AI-generated fiction that literally changed South Korean law.
Literally changed the law. But before we jump into the timeline, we do need to set a quick disclaimer for you.
Yeah, context is important here.
Exactly. The YouTube channel at the center of this story is Hover Lab, which is also known as the Garosero Institute. Our sources describe them as a far-right platform.
Right.
But regardless of where anyone sits on the political spectrum, our focus in this deep dive is strictly on the facts, the legal battles, and the terrifying digital mechanics of what actually happened. We aren't endorsing any political viewpoints.
No, not at all. We're here to talk about the weaponization of technology. Because what happened here is, well, it's basically a masterclass in how malicious actors can completely manipulate public perception.
And what it actually takes to fight back.
Yeah.
So every massive industry fire starts with a single spark. And, in the K-entertainment world, there's pretty much nothing more volatile than a deleted Instagram post.
Oh, it is throwing raw meat to the rumor mill.
Seriously. So we trace this back to March 2024. Actress Kim Sae-ron uploaded, and then almost instantly deleted, a very close-up, intimate-looking photo of herself with Kim Soo-hyun.
Right, and if you follow K-pop, you understand the fandom dynamics here.
Yeah.
When a photo like that drops, netizens go into an absolute frenzy.
Oh, yeah, they become detectives overnight.
Exactly. The fandom doesn't just ask questions. They dissect the lighting, the clothing, everything.
Yeah.
But Kim Soo-hyun's agency, gold medalist, they moved really fast. They vehemently denied any dating rumors right out of the gate.
Right. They stated the photo was old, taken back when both actors were under the same management, and they even publicly questioned what her intentions were in posting it.
Which is pretty bold for an agency.
It is, and it seemed like a brief, albeit intense, flare-up. And agency denial usually puts a lid on things, but then you fast forward to 2025, and tragedy strikes.
Yeah.
Kim Sae-ron passes away by suicide, and in this devastating, almost unbelievable twist of fate, it actually happens on Kim Soo-hyun's birthday.
The grief in the industry was just palpable. I mean, she was someone fans had watched grow up on screen.
Yeah, she really was.
But that mourning period was completely shattered a few weeks later in March 2025. YouTuber Kim Soo-hyun, who is the head of Hover Lab, teamed up with Kim Sae-ron's family to drop an absolute bombshell.
A total bombshell. They alleged that Kim Soo-hyun hadn't just casually dated her. They claimed he had dated her for 6 years, starting way back in 2015.
And let's break down why that specific year is the entire crux of this controversy for you guys.
Yeah, it's the most crucial detail. Because in 2015, Kim Sae-ron was a 15-year-old minor.
And Kim Soo-hyun was 27.
Right. Which totally changes this from a celebrity gossip story to a severe allegation of grooming a minor.
Exactly. I mean, when a bias is hit with allegations this heavy, the entire community just holds its breath. You really have to look at the culture here. When the beloved MACD of the industry, or in this case, a beloved child actress, is allegedly involved in a predatory situation with an A-list superstar, the backlash is instant.
It is.
It's terrifying. The public was totally paralyzed.
And Hover Lab really doubled down on it. They alleged that gold medalist, his agency, had aggressively pressured Kim Sae-ron over debt.
Right, the DUI debt.
Yeah, this debt supposedly stemmed from compensation for a DUI she got back in 2022. They claimed this intense financial pressure from the agency directly contributed to her taking her own life.
Which is an incredibly heavy accusation to throw at a company.
And to back it up, they pointed to a leaked letter Kim Soo-hyun had sent her when she was 17. It contained the phrase, "I miss you." And they presented this as hard proof of an inappropriate intimate relationship.
But gold medalists fought back with a really fierce counterstatement. And they did something agencies rarely do, like almost never.
What's that?
They partially admitted to the rumors.
Right, which was a huge shock to the stand.
Massive. The fans had fully believed the 2024 denial. But gold medalists admitted the two had dated, but they clarified that the relationship only started in 2019, which is when Kim Sae-ron was a legal adult.
Right. They also categorically denied any debt pressure. They stated they had actually chosen not to pursue the repayment for the DUI damages because they knew she just couldn't afford it.
Yeah, they let it go.
Exactly. And as for that leaked letter, they explained the phrase, "I miss you," was just casual language, like it was something a soldier writing to a younger acquaintance would say, not some smoking gun of a forbidden romance.
But you can see the impossible position the agency is in here, right? K-nets were fiercely divided. Thousands of articles were churning out daily. The public just didn't know who to believe.
Which brings up something I really struggle with when looking at these sources. It's terrifying how quickly the narrative shifts. Like, when the court of public opinion moves this fast, how can an agency effectively protect their artists' visuals and reputation without seeming incredibly defensive?
It's so hard.
If you deny it, the internet says you're hiding something. If you explain it, you're just making excuses.
It's totally a lose-lose. And that vulnerability, that instinct of the public to doubt the massive wealthy agency over the supposedly independent YouTuber is exactly what malicious actors bank on.
Yeah.
In Korea, they call them cyber wreckers rekas. They're channels that intentionally manufacture or amplify outrage just for clicks and profit.
But the tragedy of the agency trying to clear his name was completely overshadowed when the attackers escalated things. They didn't just twist facts, they literally fabricated reality.
Oh, this is where it gets so scary.
Yeah, so what if the most damning piece of proof didn't even exist? Stay with us, because the way this scam was pulled off is going to completely change how you look at the internet.
We've seen rumors destroy careers before, but this shifted from a tragic rumor mill into a chilling criminal investigation. The claims weren't just gossip anymore.
No, they were weaponized technology.
Exactly. So the turning point of this entire scandal was when HoverLab released a supposedly damning audio recording. It was presented to the world as the late Kim Sae-ron's own voice, confessing to the underage relationship.
And the quote, exactly as it was reported from the sources, goes like this, quote, "We began dating when I was in middle school and broke up after I entered college. The first time we had sex was during winter break in my second year of middle school. Looking back now, I realize I was taken advantage of." End quote.
I remember when this dropped, the horror from the fandom was just absolute.
It's chilling.
This wasn't a blurry photo, it wasn't an anonymous forum post. It was her voice. It sounded so raw and emotional. K-nets immediately pounced on this audio because it sounded undeniably real.
Yeah, and mainstream reporters justified covering it because it felt like an evidence-backed revelation. The public pretty much immediately convicted him. I mean, I'm trying to wrap my head around this. If I'm a reporter and I hear a recording of a voice I've heard on TV for a decade confessing to a crime, I'm probably going to believe it. Like, how is the public supposed to vet this?
Well, they can't. And that's the terror of it. To understand how they did this, we really have to look at the mechanics of AI voice cloning. You don't even need a voice actor anymore.
Yeah.
Because Kim Sae-ron was a child actress, there were hundreds of hours of high-quality studio-recorded audio of her speaking at exactly that age, like 14, 15, 16.
Oh, of course.
The attackers scraped those K-drama lines and interviews, fed them into a neural network, and trained a model to replicate the exact timbre, pitch, and cadence of her voice.
So it's less like forging a signature on a fake check and more like printing an entirely counterfeit currency where even the watermarks look real to the naked eye.
Exactly. It bypasses our basic human sensory checks. We are biologically wired to believe our own ears.
But in May 2026, the truth finally came out. The police and the National Forensic Service concluded the evidence was entirely fabricated.
My goodness.
Yeah, that heart-wrenching audio was a deepfake, and the KakaoTalk screenshots that accompanied it, digitally manipulated.
But wait, how do they actually prove it's fake if the audio sounds so perfect? Because the sources say the National Forensic Service couldn't originally verify if the audio was manipulated.
Right, so this is where the digital forensics get really fascinating. The Forensic Service initially struggled because HoverLab didn't submit the original raw audio file.
Oh, of course they didn't.
Right. They submitted a compressed secondary version. When you create a deepfake, the software leaves behind metadata. It's a digital fingerprint that proves it was generated by a computer.
Right, but if you compress it.
Exactly. If you play that audio through a speaker and re-record it on a phone, or just compress it multiple times, you strip away that metadata.
So if the digital fingerprint is gone, what did the police actually do? How do they catch them?
Two ways. First, they analyze it on a microscopic acoustic level. AI models are great at mimicking tone, but they often fail at synthesizing natural human breathing patterns.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, or the micropauses a person makes when recalling a painful memory. A spectrogram analysis can detect those unnatural acoustic gaps. And second, it just required old-school detective work. The police tracked the digital distribution trail of the files. They subpoenaed servers and found multiple conflicting versions of the exact same conversation.
Ah, so they literally found the rough drafts of the fake audio.
Precisely. They also looked at the manipulated KakaoTalk chat logs and found inconsistencies where the names had just been hastily swapped out for Kim Soo-hyun's.
That is so sloppy, but so damaging. And the fallout from that discovery was incredibly swift. On May 26, 2026, YouTuber Kim Soo-hyun was arrested.
Yeah.
He was booked for defamation and violating the Special Act on the Punishment of Sexual Violence Crimes, specifically for exposing parts of Kim Soo-hyun's body in his videos.
And But Jasok, the lawyer representing Kim Sae-ron's family who had helped present these claims, he was booked as a suspected accomplice.
It's just a massive betrayal of trust. If an AI voice clone can fool mainstream reporters and completely bypass our natural skepticism, it fundamentally breaks the trust between the public and the media.
It really does. And if you love staying updated on your favorites, make sure you're subscribed to StarScope Care Report because we've got even bigger scoops ahead. And honestly, if you think the story ends with the arrests, hold on. The sheer billions of won involved in the financial fallout is going to blow your mind.
Yeah, because even though the truth was finally out and the audio was proven fake, the damage was already done. We have to talk about the 10 billion won target on Kim Soo-hyun's back.
The financial and professional ruin he faced during those months of false allegations was staggering. I mean, he was placed on an unofficial hiatus.
Right.
His highly anticipated upcoming Disney Plus black comedy series, Knockoff, was put on hold indefinitely.
And in the K-drama world, a delay on a premium streaming show bleeds money. But it was the brand endorsements that really showed the sheer scale of the financial warfare here.
Oh, absolutely.
Top brands dropped him instantly. Prada cut ties. CJ Bakery ended their contract. But they didn't just walk away, they sued him.
Which I really want to break down because to an outsider, a brand suing their own model seems extreme. Why did advertisers sue him for a total of around 10 billion Korean won, which is, what, roughly 6.61 million US dollars?
It all comes down to image maintenance clauses, which are incredibly strict in K-entertainment contracts.
Right.
When a Korean celebrity signs a brand deal, they aren't just selling their face, they're selling their moral purity. If a scandal breaks, even an unproven one, and the brand's image is tarnished by association, these clauses allow the brand to not only terminate the contract, but demand massive financial penalties.
Often double or triple the original modeling fee, right?
Exactly. Things got so severe that brands like Classies and Cuckoo Electronics actually successfully filed requests to temporarily seize his real estate.
Wait, stop right there. How does a brand just seize a celebrity's apartment before a trial even happens? That sounds insane.
It does, but it's a provisional seizure. Under Korean law, if a creditor believes the debtor might hide or sell off assets before a lawsuit concludes, they can petition the court to freeze those assets immediately.
Wow.
And the court granted it because the public outcry was so loud and the initial evidence that fake audio seemed so damning.
So they froze his 3 billion won apartment in the ultra-luxurious Galleria for it, over a crime he didn't commit based on evidence a computer generated.
It is brutal. It really shows how precarious the top is.
But in July 2026, the tide finally turns. The counterattack begins. The brand Eider, an outdoor clothing company, withdrew its original 2.5 billion won reputation damage claim.
Right.
They dropped it all the way down to just 400 million won, basically only seeking to recover the remaining modeling fees for the canceled shoots.
And the court even suggested Eider should just drop the lawsuit entirely and let everyone bear their own legal costs.
Because the court was basically signaling, like, your original claim wouldn't hold up now that we know the truth.
Exactly. But the real victory, the absolute all-kill in the courtroom, was Kim Soo-hyun's legal team going after the source. His agency won a massive 12 billion won court order to provisionally freeze YouTuber Kim Soo-hyun's assets.
That's about 8.8 million US dollars. They froze two of the YouTuber's upscale Seoul apartments, a 120 square meter unit in Seocho and a massive 208 square meter unit in Gangnam.
Oh, for international fans watching this, the relief was incredible.
One can imagine.
Watching their bias finally clear his name and hit back at his tormentors with such undeniable legal force, it was a moment of pure vindication.
And legally, this is huge. Freezing the YouTuber's assets to the tune of 12 billion won signals to the entire industry just how compelling and well-substantiated Kim Soo-hyun's defamation case is.
Right.
The court doesn't just freeze multi-million-dollar apartments without hard proof of financial damage and a near certain likelihood of winning the main case.
It was a massive warning shot to every cyber wrecker on YouTube. If you manufacture a scandal, they will come for your home.
Hit that subscribe button so you never miss a KT update as massive as this one. Because Kim Soo-hyun's personal victory wasn't actually the end of the story. It was so monumental that it literally changed the laws of South Korea.
Yeah, if we connect this to the bigger picture, this wasn't just a celebrity gossip story anymore. It became a matter of national legislative urgency.
Right.
The South Korean government looked at this and realized, if a top star with millions of dollars in legal backing could be taken down by a laptop and a voice clone, anyone could.
Anyone. So in July 2026, South Korea began enforcing a heavily amended law. It's called the Act on Promotion of Information and Communications Network Utilization and Information Protection.
Such a long name.
It is, but its sole target is curbing AI-manipulated information. And the penalties they introduced are severe. Distributors of fake news for profit can now face punitive damages up to 5 times the proven loss.
Wow.
And if they are repeat offenders, they face fines of up to 1 billion won.
The law also goes after the tech giants, right? Platforms with over 1 million daily users, we're talking YouTube, X, Instagram, they must now adopt strict, proactive reporting systems for manipulated content.
And the Korea Internet Self-Governance Organization, or KISO, laid out very specific criteria for what gets taken down.
Right. The criteria state that the content must be demonstrably false or manipulated. The distributor must have known it was fake. And it must have been shared with the intent to harm someone or profit off them while infringing on their rights.
Yeah, they also explicitly noted that satire, parody, and opinions are protected.
Okay, I have to push back here a little bit, though.
Okay, what do you mean?
This sounds great in theory, but isn't this a very dangerous tightrope to walk? Giving giant tech platforms the power and the legal mandate to police and remove manipulated info could easily be weaponized.
In what way?
Well, couldn't agencies use this to suppress legitimate whistleblowers in the industry? If a real victim comes forward with a real audio recording of abuse, an agency could just flag it as AI manipulated to get it taken down immediately.
I think that's a fair point.
Right. How do we protect artists from deepfakes without accidentally killing free speech or covering up real abuses?
That is the exact debate currently raging in South Korea. It is an incredibly delicate balance. On one hand, you have the absolute destruction of innocent lives through counterfeit reality, like we just saw with Kim Soo-hyun.
Yeah.
On the other hand, you have the risk of a chilling effect on legitimate victims. Agencies do hold immense power, and the fear is that the label of deepfake becomes the ultimate get-out-of-jail-free card for actual bad actors.
It really feels like the end of innocence for the internet.
Truly. For the future of K-pop, the impact is undeniable. Fandoms are going to have to adapt.
Oh, absolutely. The days of blindly believing an anonymous audio file on Twitter or a leaked screenshot on a forum, those days are just over. Fans have to become digital forensics experts now.
They really do. They have to demand the metadata before they demand an apology.
And it makes you wonder about the future for all of us.
Hmm.
As AI technology becomes completely indistinguishable from reality, the next major scandal to rock the K-pop world might be completely synthesized.
Yeah, no deleted photos, no real-world connections, just pure algorithm.
Right, so the question is, when the next big receipt drops, how will you verify the truth before you cancel your bias?
You've been listening to StarScope K-Report, where Eric and Minji bring you the stories shaping K-pop, K-dramas, and the global Hallyu wave. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that keep the stars shining.